Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
This is Michelle. We don't know the title of her story, but take your 3 minutes and go.
Oh, this is part of one of my stories. I'm all mucked up with my mojo because I was rushing. AmeriCorps is canceled, and somebody from Howard County says Balmer. Okay, brush with fame, right? Is that my brush with fame? Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean I got famous or I met someone famous? I don't know. But I have a little bit of both. Like, once when I was a little girl, I was on an airplane when they used to let kids fly by themselves, and I met Andy Griffith. Everybody remember him? And he was so nice. And I don't remember how I was when I was little, but he kept spelling my name with 2 L's, and I kept correcting him. And he was so nice. So I met him one time, before that. So I lived with my dad off and on. He lived in California, caretaker. I always have to qualify that, not rich. And he had the care took for horses on this horse farm. And the woman who owned it sold it. And she sold it to Don Henley. All right, so then they would come, and I was little, and Jam, and, Jerry Brown. Does anybody know who he was? He's the governor of California. I used to date Linda Ronstadt. They were there, but I was little. And my stepfather used to sell drugs to Sly from Sly and the Family Stone. So I saw him reaching up. And one time I was leaving a baseball game, and Cal Ripken was in the car behind me, and I kept cutting him off, so I could stay in front of him. Yeah, my ex-boyfriend was in the car. I was like, Cal Ripken's in the car behind me. And he's like, no, he's not from Baltimore, Silver Spring. I'm like, look, I know who Cal Ripken looks like. Right, so we kept cutting him off. So that was funny. And then one time I met, my dad also caretook for John Biner. Does anybody know that name? So he's a comedian. And they were friends, so I hung out with them and their kids, and he was hilarious. He was hilarious. That was a lot of fun. And what next? Famous brush with him. Okay, then I was in the Navy, and there was a spy, Jonathan Pollard. I don't know if he's kind of low key now, but he's still in jail. We were in the, I'm pretty sure they let the murderer, people who stormed the Capitol out, but look, I'm in the Navy, I'm not about traitors, but anyway, so we were there, we were integral. He was in our shop where he was stealing secrets, and it was on our shift, so we had to be like, my friend and I joked, like, no comment, as we were leaving, because it was secret. And then one time at my work, there was a colloquium, and we met Dr. Walter Monk. Does anybody know who that is? One of the forefathers of oceanography. Right now, there's a geek part coming up. But that is like, oh my God, Dr. Monk. So that was cool. And then one time, a couple of my cousin lived in California, and a couple of us went out to surprise her for her birthday party, for her 30th birthday, and we got tickets to see The Price is Right. And, you got to wait in line for that, like, long. And they actually interview each one of you very quickly. And so we were going to finally, and I could see it was a man and a woman. And they said, where do you work? And I said, the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. And the guy goes, I find that hard to believe. And I said, well, you can believe it. And I saw the woman go, I was like, write something down. But so then we were sitting down, we were in there, and there was what was the guy's name? Johnny, whatever, the announcer. I can't remember his name. And I was the second name was mine. Wow. Michelle, come on down. Well, I went into shock, right? Like, I wasn't getting up. I did not want to, I could not do that. And everybody scooched their legs, and they had to push me. Now I just went into some Pisces fantasy world. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, if you watch the film of it, this is what you see of me the whole time. Looking up at my friends. And I just couldn't believe it. And then this reminded me of that. When I got up there, they had to put the mic down. And I know that woman liked me because, they put it down after the first round, and I sucked. And she's like, "You can do it." And I just lost, like, round after round after round. Even Bob Barker said something. I don't know about Michelle. I don't know about Michelle. And I was like, "Bob!" And they didn't show that. And then even at the very end, like, I don't care about what I win, ever. Okay, I just want to win. I don't know I feel that way until I'm in a competition, and I just become that person. And at the end, I was like, there was some kid from Salisbury, he's like Marky Mark, he hops on stage, he like jams it, and he gets up there, I'm like, fuck. And then it was the very last time, and I was like, get it together, get it together. And there's these two little TVs, and I was just like processing, like, come on. Like, what are they, 400 each, or, whatever it was. I'd used my brain, and I was going to say like 451, and somehow it got to me. And I go, $1! And I don't know. And then it was the number I would have gotten, right? It was horrible. I had to tell people. Like, I told my ex, he met me at the airport, and he's insane. And he was like, "Oh, did you do that? You know what that is, the wheel, where you get to pull the wheel?" I was like, "No." And then another time, and I still have PTSD over that. It was just, our joke used to be, we got fiddle faddle. That was like popcorn that was sweet that losers would get. Oh my God. And then and then another time, I wish I had that tape. And then another time was a friend of mine was real active in politics, in the landscape. Like, when O'Malley was running, she would have him over for lunch and have these things. And then she said to a friend of mine and I, "Oh, they're trying out for some commercials, down CCBC or whatever it's called now." And I was like, "All right." And we went, and there was a bunch of people, and they put this orange lipstick on me, which I was freaking out about, which I'll come back to that. And a side note is like, I'm nervous right now, but like, doesn't it seem like I would be a good actress? Yeah, I suck, okay? I'm horrible. I don't know what happens. I remember in high school, the teacher was like, "Oh shit, move." I just am horrible. And I saw these men were like, they kept giving me more lines to say, and I could tell they were looking at each other like, and I thought, yeah, I don't know why I'm so bad. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be in that commercial. And I said, "Well, how will we know?" And they're like, "When it airs." And swear to God, that had to be, so commercial came on, and I was in it. And I'm actually the thumbnail still for that page. But that was one of the most, I don't know the word, exhilarating, craziest moments besides having my name being called to come on down. It was hilarious. Like, oh my God! And it was in black and white. That's why they put that lipstick on me. So it looked good. But, that was cute. It would come on every now and then. And then, I actually had people attack me, like not physically, but because I was on a commercial for O'Malley. I was just like, look, it was a chance. I don't care. But really, it was getting bad. And then, closer to election time, it's like all they do is show it over and over and over. And I had this one line, $5 million? And they just kept saying it over and over. I just wanted it to end. It was horrible. And that's it. Those are my precious things. Kind of, yeah.